Okay guys, so I did a short video on the 5 life lessons a few days ago. It was very popular, so I'm going to delve into a bit more detail. These are 5 testosterone life lessons that I've kind of learned along the way. They've applied to basically everyone. They applied to me, my brother, all the clients I've ever worked with. These are just basic human biological things that either lead to more testosterone if you get them right, or less testosterone if you mess them up and you don't follow these laws, I guess. Testosterone laws, I could call them that. The first one is that body fat percentage is just foundational, especially when you go well beyond 15-16%. Once you're in the 20s and once you're in the 30s, oh my god, there's no way you're going to be high testosterone, because there's too many cells in the body that are just secreting estrogen, or at least pushing the aromatization up so that any testosterone you do have is just getting converted to estrogen. So you've got to get the body fat thing sorted. You're looking at things like, obviously, a calorie deficit, cutting out alcohol. If you're really obese, keto. If you're not, I would say don't do keto, because it'll probably put too much stress on the adrenals, cortisol, that sort of thing. You're looking at definitely high protein. Definitely, this one's controversial, definitely have some fiber. This is where I'm not a huge fan of the carnivore stuff. You're missing out on easier fat loss if you have some extra fruits and some veg and that kind of thing. and some cardio and some activity, that sort of thing. The second big life lesson, the law, if you like, was cholesterol and vitamin D3. Again, it doesn't matter what country you're from, how old you are, whether you're straight or gay or whatever. This is universal. It's the male body. You need this. Vitamin D3 and cholesterol are basic foundational building blocks for all the precursors to testosterone. So they're the precursors of the precursors, and you need them. Doesn't matter how you feel about this. Doesn't matter what your religion is, whether you're a vegan or whatever. The truth is you need these things, and it's blood work is what reveals whether you're deficient or not. So I keep saying get blood work done. See, if you are low testosterone, or your free is low or whatever, you can see where it's coming from, so what the cause is. So cholesterol, it's animal products. Plant foods don't have any cholesterol. It's kind of, yeah, you're going to struggle if you don't have any animal products at all. Cholesterol, vitamin D3, the biggest one is the sun. But there's so many guys who live in Dubai and these, at sometimes just hot countries, and they're vitamin D deficient because they're indoors all the time. And you don't get it through windows by the looks of things. So you've got to supplement with a spray, which is D3, vitamin D3 and K2 to absorb it. Or just get outside more. Like, actually get the sun on your face. Especially in the morning, because it'll help with your sleep, but just in general. Or do a little bit of both. Cholesterol, yeah, animal foods. Especially fattier meats, red meat, organ meats, eggs. They're all great. The third life lesson, the law that applies to everyone for testosterone, was alcohol. So alcohol, some alcohol's worse than others, beer is the worst, but all of it will impede your testosterone production to some degree, as a natural. I think everyone knows that at this point. Anyone who argues that is probably trolling at this point, and I won't take that seriously. The fourth thing is leg training is king. Leg training is far more important than any bicep curls you could do, any kind of tricep extensions or whatever. There's compound leg work especially, partly because of where the muscles are located, partly because of the size of them. Is going to have a far bigger bang for your buck than any upper body training. The studies are just universally clear on this. So that's that. That's the fourth one. And again, it doesn't matter who you are, how you feel about this, how much of a, I don't know, bodybuilder you are or something. It's if you're a natural, this is the truth. Leg training is superior for testosterone. The fifth one is TRT is not the quick fix savior that a lot of guys are sold it on it being, if that makes sense. They think that it's just going to fix all their problems because what it will do is TRT will, as soon as you inject it, within 3 days your blood levels will start peaking, and then another couple of injections later you'll be at the 800 plus mark. It depends how much you inject, obviously. But within a week or two, you're going to be high testosterone because you're just injecting however much you want. But there's a price to pay for this. You're fighting nature and you're taking the shortcuts without understanding why you were low in the first place. There's guys in their late 20s and early 30s who are low testosterone. And crucially, there's guys in their 50s who are still pretty high testosterone. They're well into their 700s. And there's guys in their 30s who are 300. That should tell you something. If you're 300, you've done something wrong, and you might want to reverse that before jumping on TRT. But the price to pay specifically is all of the bedroom stuff, all the tiny little, I'm not going to go into detail on YouTube, problems that no man wants. Plus you're infertile immediately. So if you want to have kids, probably not the best move. There's a risk of gyno because there's a lot of guys who go on TRT who are not the leanest, and they do not have their diet on point. This is why they need TRT in the first place. And so the aromatization into estradiol is really high. They get boobies, and there you go. Again, no man wants that, do they? Then there's quite a few guys have sleep problems because the amount of free testosterone in the brain, 24 hours, 24/7, not in the brain, in the body, 24/7, is not real. The human body wasn't supposed to do that, but TRT makes that a reality. The brain is stimulated more around the clock, and quite often guys can't sleep because of that. Depends on your dosage. So that's another one. There's the risk of heart problems, especially if you continue to eat very high cholesterol diets. I've said before, like, cholesterol is the second law I just gave you in this video. Assuming you're a natural, if you're on TRT, now you don't need the cholesterol anymore. Your luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulator are just absolutely crushed on TRT because you don't need these hormones anymore. And cholesterol is one of the biggest things that leads to those hormones, and you also don't need the cholesterol anymore. So it just gets stored in all the wrong places, i.e. round here. And so it just doesn't work the same way once you're on TRT. So there's a bunch of risks, a bunch of problems. It's also a lifetime commitment. People don't think about this. If you have problems, you're going to want to get off, and then you're going to be if you've been on there for 3 months, you're going to be shut down, and you're going to have to go on HCG and it's just a big mess. You're better off staying natural, and instead of getting to high testosterone in 2 weeks, make it 8 or 12 weeks. Is it really that difficult? You can't wait an extra 6 weeks. If you to put in a bit of extra effort, and this is what some clients have done with me. They've done it in 8 weeks. Like, are you really that impatient? And then if you were to join the Testosterone Squad, I'll link it below, that increases your likelihood of succeeding. I mean, you will succeed if you follow all the advice in there. For some reason, people still don't always listen, but that's up to the individual. But if you actually follow all the advice in the Testosterone Squad, you will succeed, and you'll do it pretty quickly. If you're massively obese, it'll take slightly longer because you need to lose the weight. But most guys, 8 to 12 weeks, 2 or 3 months, it's really not a long time at all. TRT, sure, you can do it in 2 weeks or less, but you've got a lifetime of problems ahead of you, potentially. especially if you've not even had all the kids you want to have. So that's it. They're the 5 life lessons. Get your cholesterol and D3 and your body fat percentage down on point. All those things on point. Leg training on point. Alcohol intake on point. Yeah, if you drink once a month, it's really not going to do anything. But if it's twice a week, every single week, yeah, that is a huge problem that you need to fix. Especially if you're drinking quite a lot. And then TRT is for much, much older men who are in their 60s and 70s and they need Viagra, that sort of thing, to even get it up. Different ball camp then. You guys in your 20s, 30s, 40s, come on. The school program and the Testosterone Squad is linked below. Right now it's still $37 a month. There's 5 slots left. 5 of them disappeared yesterday, so there's 5 slots left. They'll be gone today or tomorrow. At $37 a month, then it's going up in price because it is not worth $37. It's worth like $200 a month. It's ridiculous that I've even priced it this low. It's crazy. I'm trying to reward my long-term followers, subscribers, email subs, and that kind of thing. Long-term customers as well. Before the Instagram ads get really crazy and the email lists get really crazy and there's a bunch of new guys coming in. So take advantage of me. There's 5 courses in there, an accountability group that's actually quite a serious one, a social media-like vibe in there where everyone's interactive, which is quite nice, and live testosterone webinars as well. So there's tons of value. There's 5 courses. 2 of the courses are worth $300 each. So just, it's a no-brainer if you're interested in natural testosterone boosting. Good for beginners, good for more intermediate and advanced guys who aren't at 800 yet for some reason. I'll help you figure out why and how to fix that. So yeah, click the link below. Hope you liked this video. Like the video. I never say this because it helps the channel out. So, and I'll see you in the next video.